Howdy folks, welcome to my retro media room, and today I decided to talk about my top 10 most valuable original Nintendo games from my collection. So to start with the number 10, we have Mike Tyson's Punch-Out. So the obvious reason that this game has gone up in value really from the very beginning was really the moment that Nintendo lost the license to Mike Tyson's name and likeness, because they had to drop it from the game, and these went out of, these copies went out of print quickly. And then they started to have to come out with the standard version that didn't have him on the cover, didn't have him in the game. So the one that most people remember is this version. The other one, less people cared about or didn't play the same way. So this has gone up in value ever since then, and over the last 30 plus years. So we have the back here, Punch Out. Now this is absolutely a recommended game from me, of course, for those that either grew up with it or have never played it. It's a fun game to this day. Super fun, cool to collect if you can get a hold of one. Inside here we have the cartridge and booklet. Now this would be worth a lot more if I had the box with it. And speaking of that, for those that don't know, typically the order of value when it comes to Nintendo cartridge-based games is typically from game to booklet to box. The box almost virtually always being the most valuable piece, because as kids, including myself, ripped it up and got to the game and booklet and just threw it away because we were kids. It makes me tearful to think now, but that's how it was. So because of that, the boxes are the most rare, most valuable piece of almost every cartridge Nintendo-based game. Typically, Sega Genesis games are a little bit different because they were shells, and we didn't want to, and that didn't seem like something to tear up for us. So at least for me, that's how it was. I'm sure people can relate. So now the booklet and the game sometimes go back and forth which one's more or less valuable than the other, but typically it's the game, from least to most, game, booklet, box. Okay, if you have all three, you have completed box. Give or take some of the other stuff with it. Those are extras, they're not the meat and potatoes. Meat and potatoes, game, booklet, box. So in this case, you got 2 out of the 3, pretty valuable. It puts it at number 10. Not too bad. And so next we have at number 9, we have Willow. Now, it's funny, we have all these old price tags, like Brindles. I don't even know what that is, right? Now, this game, of course, is the 80s. I think it was the 80s movie. I've never actually seen it. I know they brought it back a while back on streaming. Didn't do very well, got canceled. Of course, the actor was a Ewok in Star Wars, and so I never watched the show, never played this game, so I can't give a rating, can't really give a recommendation. I just thought it was a fair price for a box game, so I thought it was cool and got it, and I know people like Willow. We'll take a look here. So in this case, because we have the game, we have the box, and we have the booklet, so that is a complete in box game for the most part, just open. So that's what put this at number 9, is that it actually is, its value is pretty decent nowadays. All right, so at number 8, and I'll do a quick note here, we have Trojan also from Capcom. So Trojan, I've played a little bit. It's a pretty tough game, but pretty good. This I'll give a recommend. I recommend to add to your collection. It's worth doing, especially if you can get it for the right price. I paid it was much cheaper when I got it back in the day than it is now, but still worth it. Now the thing I'll note here though, so I have the game in the box, but not the booklet. But I do have a booklet shown here that is on its way. This is that exact booklet shown. It's on its way. So it will be complete here soon. So that's what the ranking is based off of, with the booklet, because it's on its way. So I figured that was fair enough, right? All right, and at number 7, 3D World Runner. So this is an interesting game. For those that remember, you'll know what I'm talking about. It actually comes with, and I have them here, 3D glasses, and you play it in 3D, and it actually works pretty well. I mean, it's pretty cool. With the 3D with the red and blue 3D glasses from back in the day, and actually have the game complete here. Free 3D glasses, the game, and then color booklet. I think is it fully? No, just the front. I always like at least the front is color, right? And then 3D glasses. ABC. Wendy's. New fresh stuff. So, you know what? That's funny. These are 3D glasses, but I don't think they came with this. I don't know where these came from. Coming at you in May. Wow, I don't know. Natural Vision and manufactured Dimension 3. It's made of Wendy's. So this is somebody took some Wendy's. This is almost even more interesting than whatever it came with originally. I'll have to track them down. So this is Wendy's 3D glasses that somebody, I never caught that. I bought this many years ago. I haven't looked at it in a while. That they threw in here to complete it, even though they are not the official glasses. So that's interesting. So that's going to affect its value. So we'll just say that this is number 7 for now, but it's still still pretty decent. I'll get a hold of the authentic glasses, but that's just kind of fun though. So 3D World Runner, I would give a recommend. You should definitely check it out. That's worth owning and collecting. And then next we have the classic series, Legend of Zelda. So the reason this trumps my gold cartridge version is that, well, I don't have a box for the other one, but I have this box. This is complete in this, and the other is not. I only have the booklet and cartridge. So this is worth more than the other one is. Otherwise, the other one would absolutely be worth more than this. And we got the back here. Of course, this is the classic Legend of Zelda, the original, which I obviously recommend. Any one of these types of copies you can get in your collection, I've recommended. Not only is it a classic, but it's a great collectible. You got the game, very, very nice condition. It's like new, really. It's barely. I don't have a reason to play this particular one because I've got all sorts of other means of being able to play it. And then a very nice crispy booklet. And the maps and secrets actually got a hold with that actually with this too. So very cool. It folds out like a poster. And has tips and tricks and stuff. So very cool. All right. All right. Next at number 5, we have the Batman Return of the Joker. That's right. So this will be much more if it were the authentic box. This is just a reproduction, but it's still worth a good amount with what I do have. What I do have was tricky to get a hold of. It's maintained its value, only gone up a little bit. So actually gone up a good amount. So yeah, this game is, I'm very happy with got a very nice copy, very nice crispy booklet. So yeah, I'm grateful for what I have here. And hopefully, I mean, I would certainly be willing to pay some money for the box, but I would not pay what it's worth now because that's just too much money. But yeah, it's a good game. I think there's a Sega Genesis version that's very similar, but I actually preferred this version personally. Great game. And this one I certainly recommend you put in your collection if you can get a hold of one. Absolutely. All right, and number 4, because it's boxed, we have the original Battletoads. So this box is in slightly rough condition, but it's still worth some money though, because it's a valuable game. So unless the box is torn to shreds or looks like absolute crap, it's worth some money. And it is complete. So we have the game, which I didn't grow up with this one as much as the Super Nintendo ones for me personally, but it's a good game. It's very tough. Fantastic way to play it, of course, is on Retro Replay on Xbox. That's a great way to play it. Very nice booklet. Very nice booklet. Very crispy. Poster. So these are, like I said, these add value, but they're not the make or break of the value, right? They'll add like, 10, 15, 20 bucks. But here are your key components right there. Those are the 3 key things when it comes to completing a cartridge game, a Nintendo game, right? Just to note that. So yeah, I was fortunate to get this. I paid a fair price for it years ago. It's doubled that now, what I paid for it. So yeah, and I highly recommend that you put this in your collection if you have a chance to, or at the very least play it on Rare Replay on Xbox. All right, and number 3, we have Ninja Gaiden 3, The Ancient Ship of Doom. So I bought this just to complete the trilogy because I have all 3 on the NES, and Actually, this one, I haven't played it, but people love it, so I definitely recommend it if you can get a hold of one. I know it's a good game. I just haven't played it myself yet, but all three are praised and well renowned, so no problems there. Uh, but I didn't expect it to go up in value like it has over the years, and thankfully it has. For me, for when you own one, thankfully it has. If you haven't, sorry. And I've got the very nice booklet and very nice cartridge. So yeah, so these alone are worth a good amount of money. Even more than, now this is one of those cases where the game is worth so much that it's worth more than Battletoads in its box. The cartridge and booklet by themselves are even worth more than this complete. So that gives you an idea there, right? But the box is still massive with any of these, and you're about to see why. And that's all right. That's number 3. And number 2, we've got Power Blade. Now, this is a great game. Highly recommend it. A lot of fun. It's actually fun to play. Like, fire up to this day and play. It's a good game. So I got this like for way cheap many years ago, like for a former rental. And yeah, this is a couple $100 right here. I mean, it's pretty, at least, and it's very nice, very cool game, and it is complete. I put this foam in here, but quick note, I actually ordered some custom made, perfectly fit foam pieces like the way they originally are supposed to be, so I can put foam pieces in each one of these in the way they're supposed to be, right? Because I was like, you know what, I want to get some foam pieces that are just like authentic ones, and I will be fixing them soon. And here's the game, of course, the information booklet and the actual book, a very crispy booklet. I need to get a bag for this. Very, very crispy. So yeah, that's number 2. Very happy that I have this. Okay, and at number 1, put this aside here. At number 1, we have Bases Loaded. Here's the thing, and I just found this out when researching for all this and going through my stuff. So, Bases Loaded is not a valuable game. It's a very common game. It's less than $10 for a loose cartridge, and even with the booklet, maybe a couple bucks more. Here's the thing. This is the factory sealed copy. This is my only factory sealed NES game that I own. That's why I'm going to leave it. I'm just going to leave it in my protective case here. You can see the store hang tab here for hanging on, the metal sticks in the store. So, yeah. So the fact that this is factory sealed, which I forgot to mention before, that in terms of completing a game with the box, booklet, and game, the only way once you get past that, and I'm not getting into grading, that's a scam. When it comes to just regular, you get a hold of the game, get them in the wild, buy them, whatever. It's the only way you can top off a complete game with its box is a sealed copy, right? And this is factory sealed. So very cool. Fun game. I like this game. I've been playing it since I was a kid. I have a regular copy of it that I've had in our family for decades. But I got a hold of this one for really not that much. And yeah, it's worth $300 now. I just found that out, that people get $300 around $300 for this now. Probably a range of like 200 to 300, maybe 250 to 300, give or take, because it is unusual to find one sealed, and I was fortunate enough that I did. So this easily makes it my number 1, and I don't plan on opening it. I don't need to. I'm going to keep it like it is. I always try to have at least one unopened game per console, just for the heck of it. All right, those are my top 10 most valuable NES games I currently have in my collection. If you like the video, please give me a like and subscribe, and hit the notification bell if you want to see more videos and keep up with my videos. And I'll see you next time.